Slowly open your eyes. Become aware of the world around you. But also become aware of yourself. How you're feeling. And benchmark that feeling. Just remind yourself. Put it away in a little file so you can come back to it and say, this is what it's like to be relaxed, calm, whatever it is that you're feeling. If you walk away with nothing today, there are two ideas you should walk away with. One, let it go. Two, benchmark your life. Learn to be aware of what you're feeling. Learn to be aware of how you're responding to the world around you. Because that's the only way we're going to find happiness, success, satisfaction, all of those things that make life so important. Take a moment and ask yourself, what were you doing when you were truly happy? I don't mean the stereo was at 11 and people were dancing around and it was rock and roll heaven. I'm talking about just simply being happy. What were you doing? I asked an artist question, this question, a week or so ago. And she said, it's when I put my pencil to the paper and all I have in front of me is this sheet of white paper. And I start to feel a little anxious because I need to do it justice. I need to do that white blankness justice. And as I start to move that pencil and I start to follow that point where the lead touches that whiteness, something starts to happen. And I'm no longer in control of the pencil. I'm just guiding it. And it's almost as if I lose myself. And an hour later, I see something emerge on that paper. And I know it was only part me. That's when I'm truly happy. We all have that within us. To lose ourselves in that moment. Whether it's through photography or writing, whether it's through a partner or a lover, whether it's simply walking down the street and being a part of the city. We lose ourselves where we are. And we become happy. We just get this feeling that kind of overwhelms us. The world changes. Buddha said, the only thing constant in this world is change. Or maybe that was Einstein. Maybe it was Muhammad, I forgot. But they all say the same thing. Everything changes. And neuroscience has now proven that. Our brain changes. We change. We buy things all the time because the world is changing. And we try to be happy. And we think that if we buy something different, buy something new to fit our new life, the new idea that we have, we're going to be happy. And so we're always in this constant chase after what's new, what's next, what's going to make me happy, what's going to make me excited, what's going to make my heart beat a little faster. But we forget to ask ourselves the one question. Who am I? Authentically, really, 100%, deep down inside, who am I? And we don't need to overthink this. We don't need to buy books on how to figure out who we are. All we need to do is close our eyes and breathe. So that we get rid of all that noise out there, telling us, reminding us who we should be. And we just simply need to look back at a point when we were truly happy. And what I almost guarantee you will find is it's when you were doing just one thing. Maybe you were waking up in the morning and reading the newspaper while having a cup of coffee. Maybe you were walking down the beach alone or with somebody and you were truly happy. Maybe you were at work, lost in a paper or a research or whatever it is, and you were truly happy. You weren't doing 25 different things. You weren't distracted. You didn't have all the stress piling on you. You were doing just one thing. And that one thing, I almost guarantee you, is related to who you are authentically, truly, by yourself. You see, if we take time to step out of the world that we're in, running around, thinking of other people, other things, getting distracted, if instead we just set up a little bit of time for ourselves to breathe, to let ourselves settle, and then to just look in and remember a time when we were truly happy, not excited, not outrageously up for whatever's next, but just happy. Because that's what your authentic self is about. And if we learn to keep coming back to our authentic self, all of a sudden, no matter what goes on out there, no matter what our emotions tell us to do, no matter what our boss or our partner or our husband or wife or anything else tells us we should be doing, we can remind ourselves, wait a minute, what do I want to do? We can live a life of simplicity. And by simplicity, I don't mean selling all of your belongings. I don't mean camping out in a yurt in upstate New York or in Montana or Southern California. What it means is looking at everything that you have around you and looking at those things which are truly, authentically, 100% yours, and getting rid of everything else. The people in your life that undermine you, that constantly give you a snide comment or look down at you, thank you very much, I don't need to see you every day. Once a year is more than enough. The things that you have in your living room that remind you of somebody else, it could be a great-grandmother or a great-grandfather, it could be the ex that you just got rid of, it could be anything, but that cause you pain. Thank you, but you know what? I can let them go. Because when I let them go, I let go of all those layers they bring with them. We kind of cleanse ourselves. We cleanse our life. And when we really look at today's world, the one thing we somehow got distracted from is what true luxury is all about. It's not about buying this logo. It's not about spending $5,000 here or buying a $50,000 car. It's not buying a 10,000 square foot apartment or mansion somewhere. It's just the opposite. True luxury is knowing who we are authentically, understanding what we want out of life, and having the ability, the awareness to get rid of everything else. Because when you do that, you live a life that is authentically 100% you. And that's a luxury that very few people can afford. Because they're so caught up in trying to please everybody else. They're so caught up in trying to be who they're not, that they spend their time, their energy, their life being somebody else.